Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I'm just looking at price, that previous all-time high that we were up at on Tuesday, yesterday. We're kind of creeping back up over there. So looking at it like this is the 1 hour that I'm looking at right now. What we just supported off of was R1 gold zone. And now we're pushing back up towards that high, so I guess we just have to be careful that we don't come down from over here. But we still, just looking at gold zone movement, we are a breakthrough of P gold zone. Should be finishing the push to R1, but once again, this is a pretty tough area. Two more minutes. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Price is pretty oversold, overbought in this area. Yesterday was pretty choppy, so this area that we are in, this is exactly where price was choppy yesterday. And that entire like 6:30, that entire New York session, price barely even went like 2,500 pips, so wasn't a whole lot to have been made there. Big volume. I think FOMC is running to the 29th as well. So we got big rejection down right now. Yeah, that Fed news is today. So big big push down there at the first half of this candle. Now we got big support. What I'm looking at is the normal finish push from P to R1 gold zone. There's not a lot of movement there. Probably about 674 left. Price so far has gone 3,400 pips. We are at this resistance, this area of resistance. This is pretty much like previous day high that price is trying to fight. So previous day high is the high of the all-time high that we were worried about. Yep, it's the all-time high, that R1. So if we don't, I mean, and if you look at this area, well, we had the 3 rejections to the top. That area is pretty much where price is at right now, and we're overbought. So it's hard to believe to continue buying up, you know. So I'm just gonna watch this here and see if it really rejects this area or not. But remember, all-time high doesn't mean we're not gonna continue up, right? We can definitely continue up. You know, there's been many all-time highs that we break and, well, it's not all-time anymore. But just like how we trade with the trend, you know, we'll continue to be careful, because just as much as it can continue up, I'm going to continue to look at the rejection that we're getting here, right? Because if we took that into consideration, like yesterday, all the times that price came up to this area, well, it rejected and came down. So I wouldn't blindly just get into a buy here, knowing that price could come right back down from this area. And what is that going to do? That already tells me that there is a chance that I'll miss movement going up if I'm respecting that, you know? If this goes and blows through R1, so be it. already looking like some pretty hard rejection. As for our perp, prices on top of perp, that big old support at 630 was off of perp, so it's kind of like price is stuck in between perp and this area. Remember, I'm always just looking for that area that price might be ranging so that we can kind of just wait for it to break out of that area. I personally would rather wait for price to just run away from this area. I don't care if it's up or down. I just rather price be away from this area because this is all the ranging area. And remember, think about the normal gold zone movement, right? The normal gold zone movement is supposed to finish this push to R1, which is the top side, which is pretty much what's happening right now. So I also rather let it happen, and then I can take my entry someplace near R1. Right, like a lot of what we do is kind of just common sense, with just waiting for price to be near someplace that we can visually see is a support and resistance, right? If we know the all-time high is today's R1, and we know that the push up from where price was at 630 is only a couple hundred pips away, it's best to kind of just be patient, wait for it. I mean, look at the P to R1 gold zone movement. It's what, maybe 2,000 pips? Like 2,100 pips. So the breakthrough was here at like 330. So if price was here, where price was at 330 now, I'd say yeah, get into the top side. Get into the top side, hold it, move stop loss into profit here at the level. Done. But 630 we got price that was floating in between two gold zones, so we kind of just gotta wait. I'm just kind of watching Nas. So Nas is what's on the bottom side of the screen. US30 is at the top. 5 minute on the right, 1 minute on the left. 5 minute on the right, 1 minute on the left for Nas. I'm just watching it. US30 been boring, so I've just been watching how the other indices move. So we got price here pushing into R1. That's that finished push P to R1 gold zone. Now let's see where we go from here. Now that we have a visual indication of where price could possibly break through or bounce, we will be waiting for a nice entry someplace over here. Things are pretty overbought on everything. And I leave tomorrow, so I need to get a lot of packing done today. So I'm not gonna be on. I'm not gonna be on till like fucking noon again. If this still ranges in this area, I'll give it its normal, 8:10, 8:15 type of time frame. I forgot I leave tomorrow. I forget, but I know I leave tomorrow, and I did not pack anything yet. So we still got price pushing pretty hard, but it's losing steam. So a hard push through, volume's dying. Remember, this push that we're looking at here through R1 is through supposedly what they are referring to as the all-time high, right? The all-time high, it's previous day high, it's previous day gold zone. There's no way we know that price is going to continue. So for me, I'm not going to blindly take buys into an area that could be resistance. That's just it. So as that's pushing up, I'm not like eager to get in for buys. I get into the buy if we were like down over here, because down over here at like the, what is this, 330, that would be breaking Asia high. Like easy break of Asia high, heading up through P gold zone. Lovely. Then you can ride that to previous day high, all-time high, move stop loss into profit, so on. But the fact that we were about more than halfway to R1 gold zone, it doesn't make a good entry. Does it win you a little bit? Yes. Is it a good entry to take? No. Whew. All the indices are kind of floating around an area of resistance. We're getting some rejection here. So steam's kind of dying here as price is trying to push above this R1 gold zone. Things are pretty overbought on everything, so we got price on top of R1 gold zone. Supporting back up again here. Some big volume through that candle. Are we continuing? Are we continuing? Oh yeah. And price is still above perp, right? So it's a normal movement's normal. It's just worried about being at this all-time high and price turning around. That is skewing everything, which is fine. If this whole week all we do is just kind of range near this all-time high, then hey, that might be a week of no entries for me. And that's something you gotta accept. Could be an option. So prices continuing up. We're about midway of two gold zones, coming up to a level. Since New York Open, since 6:30, we've been overbought on everything. So for overbought, I'm not looking to eagerly take a buy. Oh shit, I've been so tired this fucking last week. Oh man. Price overbought here at this level. Getting some rejection here. Damn, Nas made a big push out. What is S&P doing? S&P's making a big push out too. S&P and Nas always moving together. So we have price rejecting this level. Once again, everything's pretty overbought. We have some yellow folder news that's coming out too. Then later we got big Fed news. This whole week is some pretty big Fed news, Fed speeches. Normal, right? These are the ones that happen every quarter. Chicago PMI should be Friday. Yep. We got price rejecting here. This is kind of exactly what I was expecting, right? For price to reject this someplace in this area. It did make that move past the gold zone and it is rejecting this current level. Heading back into R1 gold zone. So we got price back on R1 gold zone. Nas rejected back down too. So everything's rejecting this area. But are we rejecting to support or are we rejecting to break down is the question. Price is stuck on this gold zone.
Eddie, take a nap after you're done. Don't work too hard, okay? The damn train all night and all morning.
I was wondering why you were up, and then you just told me that the train. So yeah, that train does wake me the hell up too when I was sleeping there. Honestly, though, I slept through it for the majority of it. The only time that I would wake up was like when the train would wake you up, and then you would move, and then you would wake me up. Go back to sleep though. Why are you up right now? Why are you up? It's early. Only crazy people like me are up. Alright, what are we gonna do here? So we've hit support on the gold zone. S&P also broke back down. Nas broke back down. Once again, this all-time high area makes it tricky, right? If we weren't at an all-time high area, I honestly probably would have entered in like 640, or even 650. Any other day, breaking into like some clear skies, like where we don't have to worry about an all-time high, I would have probably definitely entered into those. But as we're overbought, you know, at an all-time high, that is where I am worried that price could turn around. And that's right. And for you guys that are always worrying about cross lines, right? Because you always question sometimes when we'll take a continuation and cross lines are overbought and we take a buy, or cross lines are oversold and we take a sell. Remember, cross lines does indicate that price can turn around, but we want to take that reversal, we want to take that turning around near an area of support or resistance. So if it's just random, price just so happens to be randomly overbought and oversold, it could be like it's trying to trick us, right? That's why it could be we're in that trend. We could be in whatever trend that is. But now that we're overbought here at the all-time high gold zone and a level, like, yeah, I would be afraid that this is turning around, which is what it's doing right now. Well, what it did do, it's already turning around. But now we're legit just on gold zone. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to continue down or not. We got perp in the way to the bottom. Got some volume. Got some volume pushing us through. No real range has been established yet, so we'll need to wait for more data. Now it's looking like it wants to break out. Price looking like we want to not go up here. Support from from perp. But now we're fighting the gold zone to come down. Perp is just in the way. Fuck me up and make me go crazy.
Evaluation stuff will start at 7:30. Today they start at 8:15. I'm packing up the stuff anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna drive there. Otherwise, it's only 15 minutes, so.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Because I was like, why are you up early? I would be sleeping if I could. Sleeping. I don't know when I'm next to you. Possibly because we're always exhausted. But I sleep good when I'm sleeping next to you. So that's why when I think about being there, I'm like, I'm just thinking about being in bed, resting. And then, yeah, that train honking, that's loud ass horn. That's funny. Alright, well, I guess you have time to rest though, so that's good. I would just be resting. And is he gonna be a good Samaritan for the time being? Like, is that confirmed that he's going to be a good Samaritan for a while? So price is just on perp now. Underneath gold zone on perp. Whew. Perp looks like it's playing support. Would you in any way look for a buy knowing that we are on? I would definitely look for a buy. Like right now, I would look for a buy if this breaks hard, you know, if it supports back up hard. Remember, all-time highs, support resistances, everything that plays as like a rejection or a wall can be broken, right? Just like when we're stuck in a wedge, or just like when we're stuck in a range, or on an uptrend or on a downtrend, it's always possible that it can break. So what do we always wait for? Another confirmation, right? So that first push up at 630, that price got us up and over the gold zone. That's great. I'm not entering into that blindly to the top side, right? Now we got price kind of supporting back down, and possibly it could support back up over here, right? If that happens, that's a confirmation. That's a confirmation that price is going to continue up. If we get in, you know, as price is pushing up, you know, all we got to worry about is, well, the previous high, and that's about it. Because price can still continue up. That is a fact, right? Price can still continue up. All-time high means nothing. All of this pricing telling us it's an all-time high, telling us it's an all-time low, whatever. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. But the one thing that we need to do is confirm. So even like right now, you know, 30 seconds into this candle, price is pushing pretty hard to the top side. If we believe in the top side, once again, all we got to do is manage this entry, right? Because what can happen here? Price can either continue up, right? Test the high, break it, or it can reject down and will come back down. Right now, our structure is up, right? Ever since London, structure is to the top side. Don't let all that all-time high crap fool you, right? It's one thing to be aware of it, but we continue to take our same entries. We continue to take our same entries that we take normally. Just being careful, you know. That did push up. Volume's kind of dead with it, though. It's not a matter of like all-time high, we're never going to take any buys, but we treat it just the same, right? Previous high. We'd have to be sure that price wants to break this high before we believe that it's going to go to the next gold zone. Same thing here, you know, for us to believe in price wanting to come down, well, I'd want to see a nice break of the gold zone and perp being broken, right? Remember, it's not a game of perfection, guys. It's a game of risk reward. It's okay to get some wrong. Just you better be at one lot size. Right? Like if you decided to get in right now knowing that there is a high over here that we need to break, right? That high from this candle, this previous candle, is about 677 pips. So there is room, right? There is room to get in, see if we head up. If we don't, exit. If we reject, exit. If we continue break hard, great. Right? That's all we gotta do. Is there room in between our entry and is there room in between our is there room in between our entry and where the nearest support or resistance is? If there's room in between it, I can take it. Take it one lot. Take it one lot, play it out, right? You guys are all at the point where you guys just have to take the entries so that you can play out the strategy, right? The thing that makes it hard for you guys to be consistent is when you guys are wishy-washy about which entries you guys are going to take, right? You kind of pick and choose emotionally why you get into one over the other when the goal is to just take them when it's right. Take them when the juice says it's right, right? Once again, we're still cautious and we still manage the entry. Like if for some reason price right now wants to just give us a doji and then price drops, well, shit, right? You get out. But why is that okay? Because we're at the gold zone. So if price is going to not go up from here, well, it's probably going to go down. So to make up a loss of like one lot on price going up, that's easy. That's easy to do. It's probably going to be like 30 bucks or something. 30 bucks or like 40 bucks, something around there. I'm looking at maybe, I'm looking at everything, remember. Possible M can form here, right? If a M forms here, price will drop down. Right? If price ranges here, at that point, well, yeah, price can go anywhere. But then that also means that we'll be able to see it where it wants to go, so that's not too difficult. So we do got price kind of rejecting here. Remember, you guys have just as much power to get into the entry as you do to exit if it doesn't feel right, right? Whew. We're getting a little bit of resistance here. I don't like it, right? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it to the top side. I don't like it to the top side. I don't like this little rejection here. Can it continue up? Yes. Do I feel like I want to hold something into this high? No. No, not at all. Pick and choose your battles, guys. Pick and choose your battles. So that entire 5-minute candle just give us a tiny doji. Right? Price can continue up from here. Price can come down. That's the question you have to ask yourself. Is like if you got in off of if you got in off of this little bullish engulfing, do you risk it? Do you risk it and just hold through the doji and see if it continues up? It's not a bad idea. But it's also if this doji didn't have this high over here and we were just trying to see, okay, is it going to continue up? I'd be more likely to want to hold that entry than to hold it in a situation like right now. Because legit doji on gold zone near this all-time high, that's dangerous. That's like now it's at 50-50 if we'll go up or down. And I was just going over this with Isaiah yesterday, because there was another day where there was a beautiful doji, and it's always just clear skies. And what I noticed, over the years of trading, of course, and what you guys should have noticed by now, is the days that we run, it's always like a nice break of structure or continuation of structure of the trend during like Asia or London. Like, and that's why I tell you guys, like, when you guys are back testing, you guys got to be paying attention to what is more likely to happen with specific setups. You know, like these past days that, let's see here, Friday trending up, we were in an uptrend. Asia London, what did price do? Continued and ran the hell up. All the days when we run, it's always going to be like a nice simple break. Here, this is Tuesday. Asia London goes sideways. During London, we start to get this downtrend. New York, what does it do? Drops. Right? Tuesday, October 21st. London high, Asia highs flat. Then we start to get this tiny little uptrend structure. 6:30 New York hits. What does price do? Runs up. Right? Break of structure, continuation of it. Sunday, well, that's going to be Monday. Uptrend from Asia all the way into London. We haven't touched the gold zone. What does it do? Continues up. R1 gold zone, and it runs, right? So all of these days that price makes fairly easy pushes, it's always like a break of structure from Asia and London, and then it runs. If there's no like real break of structure, or if you can't tell what the structure is during Asia and London, the likelihood of us, ranging is pretty high. So now look at that, price is coming back down. Right, for me to not take a buy there, it's just knowing that the high is right there. Is there room for it to go? Yes. We just came from being overbought. I'd rather just wait for price to break out of this area. Either it'll break up to the top or it'll break down to the bottom hard. And it will be nice because if price comes down over here and we make this M on top of R1 gold zone, what is that going to do? That's going to be breaking us back down into previous day, right? Previous day when it all started to reject over here. We have this uptrend that's, kind of forming here, that has been forming throughout London and throughout New York. If we break all of that and come down, hey, I'll take that down. I'd rather take a sell with where we're at, pushing into the high. And it's not about all-time high. It's just high, right? It's just the high of yesterday. And it really is, as the day goes on and as more candles are being printed, as more data is being shown to us, it gets easier to see, where the entry is going to be. Because once again, if the entry doesn't happen at the beginning, it's probably, there's going to be something, throughout the day. 8 o'clock, 8:15, right? I always say 6:30, we always get volume. If not 8:10, 8:15. If not 8:10, 8:15, then sometimes 10 o'clock, 10:15. If not 10 o'clock, 10:15, usually about 12 o'clock, 12:30. Like it's patterns. It comes in patterns. 6:30 didn't really give us a push, so oh well. So if we're ranging now, I'm telling myself, what time is it? 7:35. And nothing pops off between 6:30 and 7:30. There's a good chance we might be waiting for 8 o'clock, 8:15 to get any volume, any sort of volume. At this point, we are kind of just ranging here, right? Looking at everything. And I always go back to the fundamentals of just our trading. When it's a normal day, price just pushes, right? And any day that we take our normal entries, price is highly likely to win. because that's how accurate the shit is, right? We're usually really, really spot on with our entries. So if price just doesn't push up, right? Like looking at this, I haven't gotten into really anything yet. Looking at them, right? Where's like the movement? Where was the possible entries today? 640, that's a nice bullish engulfing. 650, that's a nice bullish engulfing. 720, that's a nice bullish engulfing. So if I think about that already, I'm like, shoot, if I had gotten into any of those, they wouldn't have been right. So what does that tell me about the day? That it's not a normal day. It's not my average day. Because on any other normal day, 640, 645, or 650, and 720, that would probably have been correct. That's how good the strategy is. So you got to use those as like indications to tell you this day might be choppy. Use that, compare it, and combine it with everything else that we currently know. Yeah, it could be choppy. So it's really, I would rather be surprised that price is going to run and not get into entries. Does that make sense? Because for the past few days, I've done absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it by mistake. I'm doing it because if there's any time for me to be complacent about not wanting to take an entry, and complacency is pretty safe because I'm not getting into an entry, right? If there's any time for me to be okay with not wanting to take an entry, it would be now. It would be these days, right? Like I've accepted the fact that we are here at this area, that price might range. All-time high, whatever. It could be the end of an uptrend, right? And then price ranges. It could be end of a downtrend and price ranges. Like whatever the reason is, I've accepted that we might range for a little while. So I'm not going to force entries. I'm going to wait. Once again, I'd rather be surprised. I'd rather today this bitch just breaks and I'm like, oh shoot, I was not expecting that. Right? Because then at that point, I'm still safe. I haven't taken any entries. And then maybe we're getting pushed into a trend. And then now I can start thinking, oh, maybe we'll get our normal days now. But we don't just continue to take entries hoping and expecting that the range is going to be over. It should be the other way around. We should be doing nothing until we're surprised that price is running, right? Stop expecting a trade, guys. Stop expecting a trade. Let it happen. Let it happen, and it'll be so much better than expecting it every time. So we got price back here on perp, back here on the gold zone. This little uptrend that was just formed during London. You guys got to be at peace with knowing you may not take an entry. You may not take an entry. And you'll survive. You'll survive because really there's no other job that we could do nothing for a week and then make it up in one day the next week. What I do know, and you guys know this too, right? What do we know about trading? We do know that price is going to go somewhere, right? It is going to go somewhere. And we're not just talking about just even on the 5-minute. We're talking about overall. Like price is going to go somewhere. It is going to go up or it is going to go down. Yes, these past couple days price just kind of ranged. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful because I know at some point price is going to move, right? On the 5-minute when we wedge, I'm willing to wait hours for it to break because I know it is going to go somewhere, up or down, right? When it's like this and we're at all-time highs, and for whatever reason price is ranging for the past 2-3 days, going on almost a week, I know at some point price is going to move. It is going to move from this area, and it is going to go up or it is going to go down. So what do? I just wait. We just wait. We just wait, you know. What's a good example? I don't know what a good example is. What is something that takes time and then it gets better? Wine. It's like wine. It's like we're winemakers. I mean, I guess not all wine gets better. No, I guess it does. With age, I guess. That's also an idea that they've sold to us, but that's another story. But just like with wine, they grow the grapes. They plant the seeds, not knowing, well, of course they have a strategy on how to make good grapes that will make good wine. But you imagine they plant seeds knowing that they're not going to get anything, right? Because these grapes are planted specifically for this winemaking. They know when they plant the seed, they're not going to get a product. They're not even going to get anything, not even a profit, until years later, right? But they still do it, and they're still in the business of winemaking because they know that they're going to make a profit, right? That's just the strategy that they have. They know, they do know when they put the seed in the ground, months later we'll get grapes. Months after that we'll get a bottle of wine. Whatever, if that has to sit or however that process takes, then they're going to get a product that they can finally sell, right? They're looking ahead years. They're looking ahead years to make sure. And just like us, they're looking at risk. They're looking at reward. What is the risk? The soil could be bad this year. What is the risk? The weather could be bad this year. What is the risk? Maybe there's not enough water. There could be a drought. You know, what is the risk? There's always some kind of risk, but the reward always outweighs it that these wineries stay in business, right? So it's not like they have some rocket science of an equation that promised them profits in the future. It is, well, somebody like myself planted seeds one day, took the months to grow them, fermented grapes, drank it, and said, "Oh shit, I get drunk. We could sell this," right? That's all that it is. So just like with this, I'm okay with not making a dollar for this whole week if it has to be that way, you know, because I know come next week, come maybe even if it takes longer than that, a week after that, I know it's going to. But it's never price never ranges that long, right? It feels long because when we are waiting, well, fuck, we're doing nothing, right? So the time it takes, we're looking at the clock, we're looking at this wedge form, we're like, oh my god, what's going on? This is not right. It's not like the serotonin that we get when we take our early wins and runs. Like, that's the drug that we're not getting right now. But don't let the chart fucking be your pimp, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, you guys don't let the chart be your pimp. Like, he's pimping you out and you're letting it pimp you out. Like, no, pimp the chart out. Oh, that's fucking funny. Be in control. Be like, you know, we are manipulating the charts. That's how I look at it. We're not choosing where the price is going to go, but we are manipulating them, thinking that we don't know what they're doing, right? We want to look at it as we are one step ahead of them. We are so good at this that no matter where they push price, whether it's ranging or trending up or down, all we got to do is wait and watch them, right? Like, there's no secret code to this. Every day we come on the chart and we look for the same movement, we look for the same thing, same bounce off of a gold zone, same wait for cross lines to be oversold, overbought. Like, this shit's not rocket science what we do. So it's always just us, you know? Always just us that complicates things. But how do you get beyond that, right? Understanding the risk. Understanding all of this. Understanding why we might wait because it's ranging. Look at this, right? Since 6:30, price made the push up, and now we've made this tiny little wedge. To my point, if price doesn't make a move by 8 o'clock, 8:15, well, I'll be done for the day. I would stay on if I wasn't leaving tomorrow, and if I maybe packed, but I'm not the type that likes to pack prior. I need to pack like right before. But it's fun. If there's any time for me to not pay attention to the chart, it would be these days when we're ranging. I'd rather not be looking at the chart and then see it run and break like the high or break the low, and then I'll be like, okay, well tomorrow good. Tomorrow I can come in this day and maybe I can treat it like a normal day. Until then, I'll treat it like it's abnormal, like it's trying to steal my money. Every day I look at it like that. Every day I'm like, what is this chart doing? What is it tricking me? What is it, what is it doing that it's trying to convince me it's going one way when it's going to go the other? That's why I like it. It's fun. It's like, gotcha. Like when we win, gotcha. You thought you was going to get me, but I gotcha. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. We really do just have this little ass wedge. So really knowing that, like, we can visually see this is in a wedge, right? Like, we all know that. We are all in agreement that this is a wedge. So until this breaks out, and what what are we doing? Nothing. Right? How are we going to be successful from this day? We're either not going to take an entry or you're going to wait for this to break. That's it. That is how we're going to stay successful today. A successful day is not taking a losing entry. That's it. Looks like Nas is breaking back down. But sometimes that's the interesting part about trading is there's so much uncertainty, but it's really not. Right? There's only two answers. There's only two options that can always happen, up or down. Looking like we're rejecting the top side. Oh, yeah. Got some volume pushing us down here. Price trying to get underneath perp, right? So a big volume here now. All of a sudden we got big support to the bottom. It's like just a tiny little wedge. Tiny little wedge. Alright. As new data comes, as new candles form, adjust things, readjust. Yuzel the other day really opened my eyes when he pointed out that the trend line was slightly different than what I had, and then when I readjusted it, I was like, holy shit, I probably would have gotten into the buy right off of that trend line. But that's the thing, is regardless on why I didn't take it, I didn't take it. And it's not like a failure on my part. It's just it is what it is. So yeah, we are just stuck in this wedge. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la in the morning. Dunk, 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 sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la. Damn, I need to go drop off some Amazon returns. I need to drop off some Amazon returns. I need to drop off some Nike returns. Ah! Then I need to pack. Oh boy, oh boy. A minute and a half. Price of support on the downside. It's a pretty big hammer. It sucks that it's right in that damn wedge. Even on Nas is supporting off the bottom of its wedge. What is S&P doing? S&P is at its wedge too. All of the indices are at wedges. And think about that, right? Like, it's not a coincidence that all of these assets are wedging, right? There's so much indecision with everything. So that's why, like, I always, if the big guys can't figure it out, what makes you think we can figure it out? Not to say that we're any less intelligent than them, because I think we are very smart and we're very good at what we do. But it's a fact, right? Like, if the other people who are doing this, who do this with trillions and billions and millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars, can't figure out where it wants to go because it's wedging or ranging, seriously, what makes you think we can figure it out, right? Best thing to do is just wait, let them decide, and then we'll jump on that wave. Because there will be, I guarantee you today, price is going to get out this wedge. And I bet you there's going to be a very, very distinct candle that's going to just push with some volume, more than we're seeing right now. And that will be the direction that things go. yeah, pushing up until we'll see how things go at like 8:10, 8:15. If we get a little bit of volume, I'll stay on a little bit longer, but I will definitely get off 100% by 8:30 because I need to, yeah, I need to get all my shit together. I'm kind of afraid because I had a friend, well, McConan, he just left yesterday to go to LA, and he was like, airport's pretty bad because the furloughed workers in LA. I fly out of San Francisco, so all the big ports are getting delays because there's no good workers right now. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I guess it kind of doesn't matter for me. I can get back whenever. I don't really have like a time frame, but my company's 30th party is literally the day that I get back. I probably should have got them back a little earlier, but I was like, I want to stay here as long as I can. So legit, I get back on the 1st in Vietnam, and the 30th year anniversary party is the 1st. They're gonna be pissed if I don't show up on time. So I'm hoping everything goes as planned. Usually, baby Jesus is on my side, and things go my way. But someday my luck will run out. Hopefully, it's not tomorrow. I really don't have a lot, actually. What do I have to do? I just need to pack some clothes and pack all my shoes that I just bought. I'm actually considering not taking much because I come back in December already. For like a week or two, I'll be in China. That's also the other reason why I gotta go back. I gotta go to China. Shit! If it wasn't for China and this 30th party, I probably would have stayed here. Something about America that I'll miss. Damn, that could be a song. Something about America that I miss. Shit. Gonna have to go in the studio and cook me up an American-made song. 30 seconds left. Price of support in the bottom. Not doing much. But we're in a wedge. Yeah, being away for 4 months, this last time that I was away in Vietnam, man, that made me miss being home so much. It's put me into perspective. And it's crazy because I've gone back and forth to Vietnam like months at a time in the past, but I don't know what hit me this time. Maybe I'm getting older and I'm valuing the happiness that I have here. Getting older is a weird thing, guys. You end up prioritizing different shit, different happinesses. It's kind of scary. That's the scary thing about life too, right? Like, I just have to make decisions, hope that the result is not horrible, and tell myself I'm gonna enjoy it. That's crazy. Isn't that psycho? That's kind of fucking psycho to think. Like, that is life. Life is just a series of calculated decisions. Some not so calculated, right? Some people don't really fucking think about it. But for the majority, make some calculated decisions into the gray abyss. Every day we make decisions not quite knowing what can happen. I guess that's life. Yeah. But I will say some of the biggest decisions that I've ever made had the biggest question mark on them, but they were like the best decisions I ever made. They were the best risks I ever decided to get into. Scare money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. Even when I think about the friends that I have, because one of my other friends was like, "How do you know McConan? And how do you know these OVO people? How do you know Interscope? How do you know celebrities?" I was like, "Guys, I know a lot of people actually, because I'm good company. That's it. It's not like I'm fucking rich. I am nowhere on the level of these people, but I'm just a good time. I'm good company to have around, and luckily." Having a good time is actually valuable to most people. It's very valuable. When McConan left, like he legit was like, "Ed, like you're special." Like, not to say he was in a dark place or anything, but there's a lot of people that get into dark places and they want to be around me because despite whatever, I'm always just different perspective on how to go about life. But he was like, "You literally you breathed life back into me." You know, the human connection part. I reminded him that human connection is still worth it to this day. And that's something that I think creatives and artists always forget because they're so in tune to what they're doing. And I learned this way before, like even when I was in college, when I knew nobody, but I knew that creatives, like I came for the creative world here in Portland. I was like, everybody is disconnected. Like even before social media became huge, there was a disconnect in just human interaction. Like my first job was a very big six-figure job out of college. And all of my friends who are more talented than me and more skilled than me, they were surprised. And I wasn't. I was like, you know why? Because nobody knows who the fuck you guys are. But my last 2 years of college, I went out and I made friends in the industry. I just went out, just made friends, introduced myself to people. And that's the most important part is people are willing to give somebody a job who's a friend who's underqualified than they are for somebody who's overqualified but is shit to be with. I always do the layover test. That's always my giveaway. That's my last kicker when I meet somebody and it's like business. Because if I do business with you, just like how we spend a lot of time on here. I spend more time talking to you guys than I do my family. How kind of twisted is that? But that's my thing is like I do the layover test with everybody. Not necessarily you guys, but I do the layover test and it's just like I think about it. I think about if I was to be laid over, right? A flight, like if I was to take an international flight and we have to spend at least 2 to 3 hours in an airport together. Like, would I fucking want to strangle you? That's what I ask myself, right? I'm for real. When it comes to business, when it comes to friends, I just ask myself, like, could I see myself traveling with this person and being laid over, stuck in a fucking airport, which is not that bad because at this point I'll have access to a really nice lounge or something that we can go in and sit in and eat. But I think about if I didn't have all that and I had to sit in the fucking common area, would I want to strangle you? I appreciate you, Irfan. I appreciate you for saying that, man. That's, once again, trading is one thing, but being able to have this human interaction is way more important, I think. I'm glad you guys connect with me and we have a mutual ground of wanting to learn how to trade and figure this out. But at the end of the day, there's things outside of trading that, you guys still have to be conscious of. So many people forget about we're still humans. The connection still needs to be there. And that's why, me having I have a lot of celebrity friends actually. which I won't speak on. You guys will know when you guys see me with them at some point. But that's the only thing that they really, really enjoy about me and having in my life. And when they're here in Portland, and there's not a lot of celebrities that come through Portland anymore. But before, I used to do a lot of event production stuff, so that's how I ended up making bigger celebrity friends and managers and things like that. And it is purely like they're just like, you're a breath of fresh air, Ed. You're a breath of fresh air because so many people forget the human aspect of life, and they, even though they may not consciously do it, they treat everything so transactional. Like everything needs to be transactional. And yes, in a way, I agree the same thing, right? Like the same way I value just being able to have a conversation with you guys, or being able to, there's some people who enrich my mind, right? There's people who are more intelligent than me and I love to learn from them, or just a good company. I can spend an hour with you, I can spend 2 hours with you, and they forget, people forget about that. Social media, once again, I don't know if you guys saw my story the other day, but social media has done a good job at separating us and taking away that human interaction part. And that's something that McConan and I was talking about that we're kind of working on. We got some things, some projects that we're going to be working on together, just to get that human interaction back again. So we got 2 minutes left on this candle. Pretty big push through the wedge, supporting off the gold zone. Fuck, we're overbought on the smaller time frame though. Damn you. It might be worthy of one lot and see if we break. I do need to take this call though real quick. I'll be on mute. I'll be right back. We got 40 seconds left on this candle. Alright, I gotta go on mute, guys. Alright, well, price doesn't want to go up. We're just stuck here. This wedge might be a little bit bigger as the data goes on, like that. That could possibly be the wedge. But we're pulling up on 822. Once again, price is not moving from this area. So if price is not moving from this area, definite, just wait for it to break out somewhere. That is it. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I was hoping we'd break out already. Shit, I need to take this call again. Trang ơi. Hello?
Yes.
Bye. Mẹ says she need to have word back by the 31st. How the hell am I supposed to give her word back by the 31st?
What is the words back?
I'm supposed to give her confirmation about the visa.
Then you just say that it's not working. That's
Trang.
it.
How the hell you guys
Mom,
not
no.
keep in touch about this shit?
When did she message you?
I don't know, just now or today or at some point. She said the deadline with the tour group is the 31st. Did you not talk to her?
No, she didn't tell me anything.
But you guys haven't talked about this trip yet?
But Mom haven't told me exactly because she was saying.
But you guys haven't updated each other about this and it's supposed to be 20 days from now?
Don't hit K. I do not know. I'll message her right now because she didn't tell me.
But you need to ask. Yeah or no?
I'm asking her right now.
But you guys piss me the hell off sometimes.
I know, but because again, I told you she doesn't actually. She also didn't know if it's possible.
But did you ask her? When was the last time you spoke to her about this?
I haven't spoke. The last time I spoke to her about Chinese stuff is 2 days ago.
Okay, that's a damn problem. But you guys figure out. That's why I said, why am I gonna apply for? Why am I gonna do the application, and we have to do the fee and shit? If they need to know by the 31st, which is impossible because that's tomorrow for you guys.
Tomorrow is my 30. Today 29.
Correct. So tomorrow, the day after that, is the day that she needs word back. Even if I do the application now, it's gonna take at least 4 days.
But so when you do the application,
We are telling them that we just apply for the thing.
Are you sure?
I'll have 4 days to repeat to know if it actually workable or not workable. And if it's workable, we're going at the
Trang,
time that
who is knowing this? You're telling me all kind of shit right now that's not even confirmed, right?
I know, but that's what I'm asking.
You haven't spoken to mom about it, and you probably wouldn't have spoken to her about it if I didn't say anything right now.
But she didn't even actually.
Because you don't ask, Trang. You're just going to leave it up to her?
Yeah.
No, then it's pretty damn stupid, Trang.
Please just continue apply for it.
Why? Why am I going to do that? It costs like hundreds of dollars.
But if we are still going to go to China sooner
Trang,
or later.
you figure that out, and I will, because I still need to put dates on there. The visa is not like, okay, you can travel here for 5 years like I do with Vietnam. It is a visa to go and travel during the stated days.
Okay, I got it. I'll talk to her.
Alright, let me know.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, price is not pushing up. Price is definitely back on the go zone. So I updated that trend line. Looking like we don't want to go up. But that puts us right back at the bottom of the wedge. As much as I want to stay on and wait for this to break, I freaking can't, guys. I need to go get my shit done. All these calls that I'm getting is shit that I need to handle when I get back to Vietnam. That I probably need to start working on. Man, I bet you it's gonna break too the moment I get off. I gotta take this call, guys. Alright, y'all. Price is still not moving from this area. We're getting a little bit. We're getting some notion to the top side now, but I have to jump off. So if you guys stay on, just wait for a real breakout over here of this wedge. It's looking like we'll probably get it here soon, but once again, price is having a hard time breaking this area. We rejected twice at like 805. We rejected before at 725. So there is a wedge, but there's also a range, right? Just be aware of that's what we're bouncing off of. Literally, once we break out of one of these areas, we're going to go somewhere. So I'm going to keep my laptop on as I'm doing my things this morning, and I'll catch that if it breaks. But once again, if you guys stay on to catch this, unfortunately, but fortunately, all you have to do is be patient. So wait for something to break out, and you'll probably be good. So tomorrow, once again, I'm traveling. I should be on in the morning though. We'll see how all my things get done today. If not, I'll have to take care of it tomorrow morning. So I'll keep you guys posted, but there should be a good chance that I will be on tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. So trade safely, guys. We're just stuck in a wedge. Once again, this entire week has pretty much just been price wedging or ranging in a specific area. So be patient, wait for it to break, and let me know how things goes, guys. I'll let you guys know if I take any entries, and keep me posted. Alright, guys. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a nice day.